This story took place in high school, 1974-75 school year for me. I'm wearing sunglasses because it's very bright out and I am sensitive to sunlight. All right, wife 1.0. When I was in grade 12, there were 3 level 10 girls. I'm talking beauty. I'm talking, from 0 to 10, all us guys were rating the girls, all the girls were rating the guys. So, nobody has to feel left out or that we're being judgmental. It's raw lust we're talking about. Raging hormones, grade 12. Okay, most beautiful girls in the school, at Lizard School, were Lynn, M, Uma, P, and Jane, M. Okay, so I have to notice this beautiful girl. One of the beautiful girls, level 10, 10 out of 10, was in band and she played clarinet. So she was in woodwinds, I was in the brass section, I was playing trumpet. And I had a friend named Dean. And Dean was also in the woodwinds, and he knew this Jane girl. And I'll just get away from the traffic here. I'll go the other way. So I saw her. She had a locker in the same hallway as me, the band hallway. So I went up to my friend Dean and said, "Do you know that girl? What's her name?" And he said, "Yeah, that's Jane. Would you introduce me?" And Dean said, "Sure." I don't know, for some reason Dean wasn't after. Maybe he had a girlfriend or something, I don't know. So one day I kind of made myself conspicuous, and Dean and Jane were talking in the lockers, and Dean said, "Oh, by the way, this is my friend Kevin. Kevin, this is Jane." So I said, "Hi, Jane." And then Dean wisely exited the situation. So I started talking to Jane, and she was nice. And then I said, "Okay, well, maybe I can get together with you at lunch or something, and eat lunch in the cafeteria, or there's a bunch of us that Mr. Foster would allow us to use the band room to eat lunch, because it's nice to eat in there. It's nice and private. You get the whole room to yourself. You get to lock the doors, lock everybody else out." So over time I started to learn a little bit more about Jane and her schedule, and one lunchtime I said, "Okay, let's go eat in the band room." So what we did in the cafeteria is you went and you got a tray. You got fries and gravy for 25 cents, but you had to pay 5 cents extra for the gravy, so it's like 30 cents. Then you take your brown bag lunch and you go to the band room to eat lunch. Well, her and I did that. So we were on our way out of the lunchroom, and there was some creep that he's standing by the exit door, right? Jane's right in front of me, and he raises his hand. He goes really close to Jane, raises his hand real fast as if he's going to smack her in the face, but then he kind of scratches his hair as if it's some kind of joke. And I'm holding my tray of food. There's nothing but kids around. I can't set it down. And I just looked at this guy, and I remembered his face. And then we went and we ate in the band room. So we're getting to know each other. But I remembered that incident. I remember that guy's face. I said, "Do you know that guy?" She goes, "Yeah, it's a friend of a ex-boyfriend or something." Anyway, that's another story that's coming up. Anyway, the day I knew that something important was going to happen was I went to Jane's home ec class. And in her home ec class, all the girls are there learning about cooking. So she has to, get up from her seat, mix something together, cook something, and and sit down. And like there's a rhythm to it. You have to stand up, do something, sit down, wait for it to heat up, wait for it to simmer, whatever. Wait for it to bake. Okay, so we had a whole kitchen in the home ec room. Okay, so like a smartass, what I did was I sat down on her chair. And she's up doing something, right? So me and my friend Scott, he was with me. So me and Scott were visiting Jane at home ec class. So I sat down in her chair. Now these were high-rise chairs like you would see at a bar. I don't know why they were, oh right, because the cooking counters were kind of higher. So I'm sitting in her spot. This is all part of my plan, right? Jane comes back and without saying a word, she looks at Scott and she looks at me saying, hey, where can I sit? You know, like the body language was, where can I sit? So I took both my hands and I kind of slapped the top of my thighs as meaning sit here. Well, she turned around and sat on my lap and I put my arms around her and Scott's eyes just were exploded. They're so big, like pie plates. His chin dropped, my chin dropped, and then I knew it was on like Donkey Kong. If you can get your hands around a girl, get her to sit on your lap. Okay, this is gonna go somewhere. So anyway, we kind of started dating back and forth, and then we were in the back of Al's Pinto. Carmichael was in the passenger, Al was driving, me and Jane were in the back seat, and I said, you know, you and I should get married. And then she said, okay, but after I finish school. That was like a year and a half off. And I said, okay, and that was it. That was so easy. I mean, life is all about timing, good luck, who you happen to meet and when. Then she put me to the test. Well, it wasn't really, she didn't put me to the test, I shouldn't say that. That would have been mean of her to do that. But she kind of did. More to come.